In 2020, researchers at Meta published a paper that introduced the world to RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. The concept was surprisingly simple. Instead of trying to train your model on all the knowledge it will ever need, you only train it on general language patterns and reasoning ability instead. Then, when it needs to answer a question, you first fetch all the relevant information the model will need from your database or any other source. Then you prompt the model as normal, but you also include all that retrieved context alongside your actual query. This allows the model to generate a coherent response that is grounded in the factual information you retrieved, information it was never actually trained on. For example, let's say you're building a customer service chatbot. Instead of having to add user A's full profile and transaction history to your model's training data, you can wait until user A actually engages with the chatbot. And then, instead of just relaying the customer's query to your bot, you first pull all that user's information from the database so you can supply that context with the query. That way, your model gets all the history and state that it needs and can actually be helpful to that specific user. That's RAG in a nutshell. And as it turns out, this technique is useful far beyond customer support. Today, RAG is used for everything from legal document analysis to biomedical research to financial due diligence to software debugging and beyond. It's so popular, in fact, that it has spawned a number of variants. One of those variants is called Graph RAG. It builds on the same idea, but instead of pulling text out of a database, it retrieves the structure of the relationships between the entities that are relevant to the query, a subgraph of nodes and edges that the model can reason over. Why? Because this is useful in settings where the goal isn't just retrieving content, but understanding how different pieces of data fit together. Why am I telling you all this? Because GraphRag is what they're using in today's paper. And they're using it to solve a very specific problem with dataset discovery. On today's episode of Journal Club, we'll break down exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it, and how they're doing it. If you're already subscribed to our email newsletter, then you'll be getting this episode in text, audio, and video form delivered to your inbox in the next few hours. Journal Club, the latest academic research explained in plain English.